Okay, good morning. This is the January 13th, 2026 meeting of the Recycling Committee. Committee members in the room,
Gene White.
Vanessa Vercade.
David O'Connell.
Jean Landis-Nauman, and online we have our Superintendent of Streets, Trees and Parks, Sean Turner, and our Mass DEP, Mac Todd Kep. So thank you everyone for being here. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene, formerly PAC TV. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Not seeing anyone. You guys could keep an eye out in case Everett comes in. Okay. Okay. I don't believe we have, do we have minutes to approve? No. Okay, so we're gonna defer the minutes. Okay, update from Sean. Take it away, Sean.
What do you got, Gene?
What do I have?
Well, not too much. I mean, like I said, I've looked into those batteries and the light bulbs, and per our vendor and Recycle Smart, alkaline batteries, and they're not really, they can go in the trash.
Yes.
So they're good. I guess if we get an abundance amount of them, they're going to charge a small fee to take them, because I think basically they're just going to take them and trash them.
Oh,
So it's
really?
whether we want to set up separate bins for them
Uh-huh.
and have a small charge, or if we're just going to continue to throw them into the trash.
Who do you use for your batteries?
That's 1 second, Todd. That's I just talked to them. I have it somewhere in front of me. I get so much stuff here.
Is it Complete Recycling
Yes,
Solution?
it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just said it is Complete Recycling. Yes,
Okay, they do recycle all the batteries.
they do. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last tour I took, they were explaining how they did it, and they've got a new vendor that can recycle the regular alkaline batteries.
The alkaline batteries. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So if we wanted to, we're going to have to set up, separate bins up there for them.
No, you can put them all in one.
You can.
Yeah, they'll take
Okay,
them all together.
They never told me whether I had to separate them or if I can just put them all together with all the batteries.
So Mass Recycle did a really cool tour of that place. I want to say a year ago, maybe a little bit less, and
Okay.
and I got to see what they were doing with the batteries, because it was a newer process. My previous tour, I think, was 5 years ago. Before that,
Okay.
they weren't doing batteries then, but they actually have a big sorting table, which is really cool. It's got all these different sections. It's all metal. It's sheet metal.
Okay.
They've got like fire suppression systems around it. It's pretty cool. But what they do is they separate it out. So lithium goes into one pile, alkaline in another, lithium ion goes in another, and then all of those get dispersed to the right place where they can get recycled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess what I would have to do is update signage and just get the residents trained now to start putting the alkaline batteries in with the rest of the
Yeah.
batteries.
And Sean, we can help with that with our Kingston Recycles Facebook page.
Okay.
What we do need to do is put a new sign and make sure that the staff knows that there's been a change.
Correct. Okay. I can work on having a new sign made up.
Okay, good. Now, what about light bulbs? Do we want all the light bulbs together, Todd, or should they be separated? What's the latest from? It's the same vendor, right?
Light bulbs, they have to go in the proper, however they do it. It has to be properly bundled together. So like the fluorescent tubes go in different packs depending on what shape and size.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about regular light bulbs, how they deal with them.
Yeah, the guys do that now with the fluorescent tubes. It's different sizes. They have boxes they pack them in, and then when they come and they'll pick them up per the boxes they have per the sizes of them. So we currently do that now, but it's the other light bulbs that, like the incandescent or the smaller light bulbs that we really haven't been collecting. Is that something that we should start? We would have to go in a separate bin though, right? Because you can't put them in with the fluorescents.
Let me see what Recycle Smart says. I'm not sure about. I've
when
always,
when I looked up Recycle Smart, it said any of those, the non-LED or the non-CFLs or any, those could be thrown in the trash.
yeah, I've always thrown the incandescents in the trash.
Incandescents in the trash.
But
That's
I'm
what
gonna look at
Recycle
it.
Smart said, but I also wanted to check with you as well.
It says trash, incandescent, and LEDs.
Right.
Okay, so can we include that on whatever sign you're making, Sean?
Well, everybody does that now anyways, Gene.
Oh, okay.
They
All
know
right.
the only light bulbs they're putting aside is the fluorescent tubes.
Okay,
Those go on a separate table right in front of that shed over there, and then
right,
when he
right.
gets a bucket full, they'll take them into the shed and they package them into the cardboard boxes, and then they get picked up by the vendor.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, those are mercury bearings, so they have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Any other signage, Sean? We had talked about some updated signage.
What would you like to see, Gene, as far as the updated signage?
I think where we had a big one for the paper, and I don't know that there's much there now. I'm trying to think what's there. Um, they, I'm not sure why, but they've always had that sign about breaking down your boxes, on the fence for the cardboard.
For the
Yeah,
cardboard.
no, it's not there. It's on the container before that, and I always wondered why it wasn't on the cardboard container side instead of on that. It's the one to the left of the cardboard container as you're looking at them. And
Okay.
that's where they've had it, and I don't understand why it's there instead of right there on the cardboard machine.
Yeah, it might be just room. I can take a look and see why.
Okay. All right. Has anybody been to the transfer station this week?
No.
No. So we don't know if facilities has fixed the,
I was
corral.
there fairly recently and it was not.
okay.
It was
So
still,
when I had emailed you that we did talk with Robin Facilities about the corral for the organic collection bins.
Yes.
Apparently they had a pretty strong wind gust. It knocked it right down, pulled
Oh,
these
no.
2 or 3 foot anchors out of the ground. Yeah, it must have been pretty
Okay.
strong. And
Wow.
he was going to order longer anchors for temporary. And then in the spring, he's talking about putting in cement footers.
Okay. I'll talk to him. That's why I jumped on. I gotta get off at 9:30 because we got a department head meeting today with the new town administrator.
Oh, okay.
So I'll see Rob up there at about 9:45. So I'll ask him what the update is on that.
Okay. All right. For now, it's just laying down.
Okay.
The bins were everywhere. I straightened those out. I think the wind must have pulled the liner out of one of them. So I did call Black Earth and they came the very next morning and fixed that. So yeah, there must have been a heck of a wind up there.
There usually is, and it's extra
Yeah,
windy up there because it's so wide open because of the cap.
Is
yeah.
that the first instance of any kind of a wind issue? I
yes.
think.
Well, with
Yeah.
our corral, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, we had some pretty strong winds. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
No.
I have
We did
very
too.
I know I have very tight windows and they were whistling. That's
Wow.
how strong the wind was. It
Yeah.
didn't last very long, but it really came through pretty hard there for a few minutes. So
Well, it's
okay.
it's good. It's good to find that out now before we have any more big storms, right? So.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk to Rob about that at the department head meeting.
Okay, thanks, Sean.
Yep.
Sean, did you have anything else for us? You said you worked on the survey. Do you need any additional information that we might have for that?
No, the only thing I'll need from you, Gene, is I think every year you send us I have it right here in front of me, like your recycling expenses for calendar year 24,
Okay.
25,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Already
Because the
be
next
spent
thing I'm
for.
gonna fill out so that Todd's gonna take a look at the survey. I've completed that. But I need to do the spending report
Okay,
And I need numbers from you on total spent, what's left on the account, and all that, so I can complete that.
okay. I'll just go next door to accounting and get that.
Okay, and then I think you sent me updated. The only thing we were missing was the month of December was the food waste tonnage.
Okay,
But you sent me up until November. So I just need December is what it was for tonnage.
okay. And how about the textile tonnage?
The textile tonnage, you sent some of it, and then I have numbers from Planet Aid and Bay State Textile in front of me. I put those into the report already.
Okay, so yeah, I just have Bay State, so you have all that through the end of the year.
Yes, I have that from last January to this December, so I have all those numbers.
Okay, all right. And were you able to get information from Health Department on the private hauler regs?
Oh yeah, no, we have all that.
Okay, all right. If you find you need anything else, just let us know.
Yeah, no, if I need anything from Joyce, she's been sending me all the monthly reports and she's getting from the private haulers,
Okay, great.
so I have all that information.
Okay. Excellent. Anything else from your end?
No, no, not
Okay.
really. It's just
Okay,
nothing I can think of unless there's anything on your guys' end that you've seen up there that we need to address, but so far everything's going pretty well. Did we square away? Did you get that email I sent you about the printed cardboard and the waxy cardboard? The difference?
yeah, Todd and I had a back and forth yesterday on that because I wanted to be clear, and so did Jess to do our Facebook, that it's just the ones that are waxed on the outside, like might have fruit or cucumbers that goes to the, in a big bin that goes to the
Correct.
store.
The other thing they show on Recycle Smart, one of the bigger ones, is the frozen pizza boxes.
Okay, well, those would go into paper anyway, right?
Yes, they would. Those are considered your waxy cardboard. One of an example.
They're
Well,
considered cardboard?
those are plastic lined. There's a difference between the waxy and the plastic.
Okay.
Can you
But
explain
those
it?
would go into the paper anyways, right, Todd?
Yes.
Yes.
Or did they get thrown
Well,
away?
Technically, they well, I don't. What does Recycle Smart say about the pizza boxes? I think they say trash, but
I don't know. When I looked it up the other day, I'm pretty sure they said paper bin.
let's see, frozen.
But we're talking about frozen pizza boxes, not vendor pizza boxes.
Right. We're talking
Good
about
question.
anything that can go in the freezer. Those have a
Okay,
special coating on them.
so Recycle Smart. I typed in frozen pizza box. It says put this item in your trash bin.
Okay.
Right.
Because
So
we usually
all
sit,
frozen food ones probably, right?
Okay, yeah.
So Eggo boxes, they're not, we should,
Anything that goes in the freezer has a special coating on
What
it.
about milk cartons?
No, they're not. Milk
We don't
cartons are
recycle
not
those, do we?
recyclable, right?
not on
Because
the
of the
side of the
wax.
state.
What about coated corrugated? And what I mean by that is glossy corrugated. Is that recyclable?
That's
I had a
that's
little-
that's the waxy stuff. That's got a wax.
Well, you can, I don't know if
No,
it's
it's the
wax or
gloss.
not, but it's a printed surface, but it's smooth. And it's a coated paper.
Okay, I think we're digging too much into the weeds here. We're getting way too much detail.
Okay,
If it's-
because I got
if it's-
into a little bit of a discussion with somebody up there one day about whether you could recycle it or not. And I couldn't,
Okay, so here's a couple things. One, Kingston does not have a contamination issue. Okay, not at all.
okay,
What you're doing is absolutely fine until the MRF contacts Sean and says we cannot take this. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change a thing. Okay.
right.
You're going to make it more confusing on the resident and they're just going to get upset. You need to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I,
it's very simple.
like-
If it's a piece of cardboard that doesn't have the waxy stuff that comes in from, let's just say like Venezuela or something that has fruit in it, it goes to a store. Typically, you don't see that outside of like maybe a BJ's or a Costco. Like when people put their stuff in those boxes, those can't be recycled. If it's a pizza box, an Amazon box, a Target box, a corrugated cardboard box, which is two pieces of fiber with a little thing in the middle, a little squiggly thing to keep it safe. That's cardboard. That goes in the cardboard bin. Okay. If it's a flat piece of paper, that's paperboard. That goes in the paper bin. If it's a pizza box, a frozen pizza box or frozen food box, that goes in the trash.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to, if I may,
Mhm.
could I interject, Sean? I don't know whether this has been done or not, but I did get into a little, a minor, and it was a polite discussion with somebody, one of the employees up at the transfer station about, again, about, I think it's cardboard. And we were back and forth a little bit. And I wondered, and it's not the first time, if there is some way that we can all get on the same page. Us, relative to being committee, and then the employees at the transfer station, so we're all speaking the same language. Is there a way in which that can be done?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk to the employees, but like Todd said, I don't want to get too much in the weeds in this and start confusing residents with too much signage, because all you're going to do is frustrate them, and then everything, like Todd and I talked about this, then they're going to get so frustrated that everything's going to wind up in the trash.
Yeah, I wasn't really talking about signage. I was just talking
Right,
about.
right. But no, I'm just saying, Dave, like I can let the employees know what Todd just said. The exact, so we're on the same page. I can talk to the employees about it,
All right.
of what goes where. But again, like I say, our vendor has let us know many a times that we're doing everything properly in their eyes as far as the residents. I can have a discussion with the employees, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because actually that's how this whole discussion got started, was one of the employees took half of what I was going to put in cardboard and said, oh, no, they can't go in cardboard. And I said, well, when did that change? Oh, 5 years ago, I was at the Murph and I saw him pulling it out, and, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
So that's how we got to this point.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure the employees know.
Okay, yeah, because, if we tell them, if, a member of the public says, oh, where does this go? And we tell them one thing, and the employee comes over and says, oh, no, that's not right. That's when residents get really frustrated, because
Yeah,
they're hearing it, two different opinions on that.
okay.
Okay, moving on to the swap shop.
Wait, we skipped 3. We don't have anything under 3.
What's three?
Bills.
Do we have any bills
Yeah, I do. I have it
Where is
on
it?
my
Where-
desk at home.
at your desk at home? Okay.
Stacked up with a note.
Okay, well, we can't do anything till you bring it here.
No kidding.
Okay, no 3.
Okay.
4. Here we go.
All right, so then on to the swap shop. Jean, you're the last one that did any work there. You want to tell us an update on what you did there?
I installed the combination dual lock, and I didn't engage it
Okay,
until everyone has.
okay. So it's on, but it's not operating.
It's still key.
Okay, all right. Anything else?
I found some wood to straighten out the ramp,
Mhm.
so I've got that all together. I just, when it's not freezing, I'll go and finish that.
Okay, and no sign of any mouse infestation?
Don't,
Okay, great. And Vanessa, any update on volunteers?
Nope, I gotta send them all those forms now and get them to submit those. I just really kind of want to confirm that that's really still the rule. We have to have them fill out all those pieces of paper
Okay,
under the new administration.
could we revisit that about the quarry? Because,
That's what I'm asking about, yeah.
yeah,
The quarry, and there's an application form, which is, to apply to the town, but really they just have to say for the recycling committee, and I'll adapt that in some way to say, this is all you're applying for, not to get picked up to do all kinds of jobs.
yeah.
But yeah, the quarry seems, I don't know, seems overkill to me to stand around with junk, but.
Well, Plymouth had to do a quarry for all their
Did they do it
volunteers too.
too?
There was actually there was a huge packet. They were actually required to go through like this national security thing, and they finally got that dumped, but they definitely had to go through a quarry because there's going to be kids and other people there. So
Okay.
Okay.
So
So I need to
think
get those out in January. That was my goal.
Okay, so.
But I
think
have a list of people and some have responded.
Okay.
Yeah, looking forward to it or whatever. And so if we can get that all done, and then is someone working on Sign Up Genius?
No, we're not. Is that something you can do?
I can use AI and make an application.
Well, do you know how to get us signed up for Sign Up Genius? Or do you want me to do that? Okay.
Because as they start to respond, then I will give them the link to be able
Yeah.
to do that.
Okay.
But it would be nice
So
if
is that done?
you guys all talked about it. I don't know. I'm not going to handle that side of it, but I can certainly use it to coordinate people for time slots and stuff.
Mhm.
So
We'll have to have some kind of an orientation in the March timeframe before we open, just so
Right.
that we kind of open house.
Mhm.
if Sign Up Genie,
Genius.
does it have to be that specifically? Or can it be anything? Okay.
And I think it's fairly easy to use. I think the UU church uses it for different things.
I think lots of people use it for different things, but
Yeah, but I don't think there's any fee or anything, is there?
I don't know. If there's,
And if there is, it can't be that much.
Right.
I think it's just you need to establish an organization and, then we'll
But
set
what's
up
nice
that.
about it is that then they can communicate with each other, and
Yeah.
I
I think so.
yeah. So it becomes we have to make sure there's coverage, and if people drop out, that someone picks it up, or we know that we need to pick it up, or at least then cover that it's closed and people can't leave stuff. I think there's excitement.
I hope so, Okay, hey, so I know I've put some things in there that can, for the swap shop itself. I think that a couple of other people have. So sometime in March, not only do we need to have the orientation, but we need to get in there and kind of get it set up with signage. You would
Yeah, I
volunteer
wanted
to
to
work
work
with
on
me
that, yeah.
on that. Okay.
And when you all approve of the way the shells are lined up, I want to anchor them.
Do you
so they
think we
don't
need to
fall
anchor?
over.
I don't think of permanent.
No, I don't.
I don't want to anchor them. I mean,
They're pretty heavy themselves, and once you
Yes.
put stuff on, I think.
and volunteers should be just careful that kids aren't climbing on them or
Yeah.
doing silly stuff. But I think
Well,
that
Yeah,
this is a kind
David?
of like test run, and we may have to move them around, but it's just
They
the way
weren't- They
that.
weren't anchored, well, they, to some degree. If they're up against the wall, they can be anchored to the wall somewhere.
Right.
But anchoring the legs, I don't think is,
No, I don't think we would do that, but I agree with Vanessa. Let's just, for the first month or two, see how it works with this
Yeah.
layout. And then if we find that we need to make a change, we can. And then if we also see an indication we need to anchor them, we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Are you okay with that, Jean? I
I'm just
appreciate
thinking
your
of
offer.
public safety, and
Yeah,
if someone trips and falls and hits the shelf, it's gonna go over.
Not if it's full of stuff, I don't think.
yeah. We didn't
And
have
they're all
any of that.
Back to
before.
back to each other. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty tall person to be high enough up on it. And hopefully people, I don't know.
Well,
aren't
let's
tripping
see
or
how it
falling.
goes. Let's see how it goes.
But I mean, this works for wheelchairs if we have to,
Mhm,
we'll see what the population is. We'll see,
right.
how to place things so that, they're all reachable and.
Oh, and I did get a signed, the sign permit you need from building occupancy,
Oh, wow.
whatever. So I have that. I need to get that up.
So the info sheet holders are up?
No.
No, so we need to decide what info we want to put in those.
Right.
Okay.
Because I think, some of them are going to be outside. So that they're.
There's no point in having
accessible.
all winter, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to put them up yet. But we have them.
Did
And-
we ever put it up on the Black Earth and did it get crushed when it fell over?
no,
or-
it-
No.
unfortunately, it did not get put up.
Good, because that would have been
Yeah.
through
Yeah,
Troy.
the only thing that's on touching the ground is the hand sanitizer.
And I think that appears to be okay.
It looks like it's okay, okay. So yeah, we just need to get it righted. You know, I'm getting my monthly bills for that. They're texting me every Monday when they've been there, to empty everything. The one thing we had talked about also was, some sort of, battery pack that we could check out
Plug-in
appliances.
things, yeah.
I know Jean had looked at some, I had looked at some. And I think you thought the ones I looked at might not have been powerful enough.
Plymouth went
Oh,
through this.
Uh-huh,
Plymouth just went through this exercise, and
right.
Ken had found that the original power pack that they were looking at was not going to be able to power the appliances. So they had to look
Mhm.
at another option, like a more powerful one. So I would do some research and make sure that it can do that
Well,
first.
I did ask him, and
Okay.
he said that James had taken care of that, so I need to
Yeah.
contact
Okay.
James to see, and I think they bought it with RDP.
Yeah. And they've got a meeting tomorrow afternoon. What time is it at? 3:30? I think it's
Do you
3.
know, Everett?
He didn't redo the post. It was at the 28th. He put the meeting on that I know of, because I was having back and forth with him, and then he found that Janine had the meeting for the 14th that he posted for the 28th of January, unless he just changed it.
Okay, so I would encourage, someone from the committee here to attend that meeting online. They do have a Zoom option, just so you can see how they do it. But that's a great question to ask them, because he's at everyone. So
Okay, all right.
I'd
I'll check
like to
that
see the
out.
collaboration between you two. So I'd really like to see that happen.
Well, we're doing pretty good, I think.
Oh, I know, but Everett comes to your meetings.
I know. All right. Anything else on the organic or on the soft shop? Okay, we already talked about organic, so that one's done. The recent updates in recycling. Todd, do you want to just go over that? So we're clear on it. The
You mean
coffee cups, the
the
clear
paper
lids.
cups?
Yeah.
Yeah, so paper cups are now recyclable. There was a press release on it, but it's also up on Recycle Smart MA in the
Mhm.
Recyclopedia. If I recall correctly, you have to have the lids on them, I think. Let me see.
That doesn't make sense, because
No,
one's
no, no.
paper and one's plastic.
I think you're talking about the plastic clear cups that you can include the lids now.
Hot coffee cup, paper, and lid. Yeah, okay, so put the cup in the recycling and take the
Yeah.
plastic lid and put it in the trash.
Right, okay.
And pour out the liquid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there can't be any liquid.
Oh, no. God, I've been
I don't know
trying
about
all-
you guys, but I finished my coffee, so.
David, you would not believe what I find in my son's recycle bin. My daughter-in-law just throws the half finished drink in there with the straw and yeah. So it happens.
Well, you go to the transfer station, you look in and
Yeah,
it's like, what are people thinking? when
I
they-
know. I see a lot of black plastic in the plastic bin.
It's not just that. It's
But we don't have anything there that says no black plastic, so, I think that's another thing, Sean, for signage is no black plastic. Because people are throwing it in there, I see it all the time. Okay, so the plastic cups and lids the lids can go in now.
No, not the lids.
Not the lids.
On the plastic cups.
Plastic cups,
They're plastic cups.
that's always been the case for plastic, not for paper. Paper cups are new.
No, the lids are new too.
On the plastic?
Yeah,
Plastic cups.
yeah. Yeah, you used to have to take the lid and the
Straw away.
straw out. Now you can include the lid too.
Okay.
Okay.
What other updates?
Okay, any other updates in recycling world that you know of, Todd?
No, I'm just focused on surveys right now and my
Okay.
projects I have going on. So.
I know. Okay, recycling reward to sticker buyers in 2026. What are we thinking? We had talked last meeting about the countertop organic collection boxes that were, excuse me, those were like $7 or $8 each. And so if we bought, say we bought 1,000 of those. Okay, so we did get, let me back up on finances here. We did receive our 7,200 RDP. And our finance director didn't know what account to put it in, but Sean and I directed her to put it in our account. So I will double check that when I get updated info from them. So that should bring us to probably over 20,000. So, and not everyone is going to want one of those collection bins.
I have to.
Sure, take your time. Take your time, David.
Hello? Yes.
Okay, so that was one of the things we had talked about. We gotten a few things from the other Jess, and I didn't find any of them really.
You had that big packet last night, and we kind of looked through and it was just kind of more junk.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see anything that was useful. I really didn't.
What about the scrapers? Those are popular.
Yeah, but they don't have the same kind anymore.
You mean the little spatulas?
Yeah.
They're terrific.
Yeah, they are, but she doesn't have them anymore.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but she sent us whatever they had, and it wasn't the same.
It was like a bottle scrubber thing, and it was,
Yeah. I mean, I could ask her again. The scrapers. But I think if you look on the combis, Todd had helped us locate them on the combis, and they were considerably less because I just paid $40 for one. It's a nice one, but if we can get them for $7 or $8.
Wait, for a scraper?
No, I'm sorry, it was back to the organic bin.
Yeah, because we need to get a new one too, so I wanted to kind of look at what those $7 ones were like, but if there's.
Are you talking about the buckets?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
those for your countertop, the smaller ones for the countertop.
Oh,
Yeah, the other ones were, the lids alone were $9 on those, and then.
Yeah, that was to transport it to the,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would like to see an image of that.
Yeah.
And
Todd, have you seen the organic collection countertop bin that's available on combis? You're muted.
You mean the little bucket with the holes in the side, kind of the. Yeah, I've got one.
And that was the one that they have on combis?
I don't know if that specific one is on combis, but I think there's some sort of countertop bin up there. Yeah.
Okay. Through combis, we can actually see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. That's a good question. Let me look.
I mean, are these the ones you have to have a plastic bag in then? Or no? If
Well,
it has holes in the side?
Well, yeah, if it had holes in the side, I would recommend it. I would recommend it anyway, because they can get really nasty. I mean, I have bags in mine, but I still scrub the whole thing after I empty it, because it's, you got juices and you got stuff that just spatters and. Yeah.
Well, because whatever we put in there, we keep. So we take shredded paper and put it on the bottom and we dump it, but I don't use bag. That's the only thing about pay as you throw I hate is you have to use a bag every time. And I just don't use bags.
Well, people use a plastic bag now. They use a black plastic bag to get rid of their trash.
Right. Well, I line my trash can with it and then I dump the contents, and every like fourth or fifth load, I take the plastic bag out and replace it. But You know, there's
I
nothing
do
gross
that too.
going in the trash.
Yeah, I do that too. I try not to throw away the black bag every time. Yeah. Okay, well, we can take a look at that. We want to see what they look like.
Yeah, I'm not interested if you have to plastic bag line it every time though. 'Cause
You
that's
may
another-
have to.
Right, so that's why I wanted to look at it and just see. What's the URL for Combi?
Just do a Google search because I have no idea. I do
Yeah,
I do Massachusetts
Massachusetts.
OSD or state bid list, and then do whatever your product you're searching for.
Okay,
It's under the mass.gov site. And it's not user friendly at all. So that's why even my bosses will say just Google search it. It's the easiest
Okay.
way to find stuff. But this happens to be category 10 in FAC 113. So it's FAC 113 is the contract, and then category 10 is the kitchen top or
Okay.
kitchen compost scrap buckets. Let's see.
You probably wouldn't have any idea what the turnaround time on that is. Like
I
if we
don't.
ordered 1,000, how long it would take them to get them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
the other thing is, I think I'm talking to different people, like Black Earth goes into Pine Hills, if different subgroups wanna sign up for it.
Mhm.
And then they get their compost countertop stuff through them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder if we could get a deal through them. As all of our stuff ultimately gets dumped into their containers, they make money off of it. But I'm not sure what the sizes are or what those look like either, what they
Mm.
send out to homes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It looks
Well,
like
remember-
there's 4 vendors in category 10. So Sure Clothes, Orbis, Eco Vision Environmental, and Bush Systems. It looks like Go Green Solutions was suspended mid-year last year. So there are 4 different options there.
Are they all the same price?
First of all, I'm just looking at the big picture. So I'm looking at the
Okay.
categories and who's in it. I
Okay.
would have to go into each individual contract to find out, but
Okay.
it takes some time.
Yeah, it does. It does. You know, it's not the friendliest.
It's not. It's definitely
yeah.
not. I agree with you, and so does the rest of the state.
When
They've been trying to make it better, and I don't know if it's
Oh.
working, but I don't think so.
they redid the whole state website, it is so difficult to find what you're looking for.
There's so much information that it's nearly impossible to go in there and search for the thing. That's why even, like I said, the big bosses at DEP will say, just Google it. Google exactly what you're looking for. Start with Mass DEP, and then do, OSD or state bid list, do kitchen top or countertop scrap buckets, and you will find it directly right there. It'll come up immediately.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can look at some of the stuff while everyone's talking. So
Okay.
Jane, is there
Right.
anything else you needed from me? I need to get ready to go to the department head meeting.
No, I don't think so. I appreciate you being on here with us. I really do.
Yeah, not a problem. We can talk about working on some more signage up there in the very near future, and then
Okay, are we still having our meeting at 11?
Thursday.
that's Thursday.
Thursday at 11. Boy,
That's
I'm-
Thursday at 11 in room 101.
Okay, let me make sure I can do that.
If you want to save yourself a lot of aggravation, download Grok and ask Grok, and it'll go on every website. Be specific, like Massachusetts, DEP, blah, 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 and it'll find exactly what you want.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. I may be a little late to that meeting. I've got an ortho appointment. Hopefully it'll go quickly, but
Okay.
just to let you know, I will be there. It just may be a little late.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Okay, guys.
Thank you. All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Yep, not a problem. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, okay, so I'm gonna check on the scrapers. I'm gonna see if I can pull up, an image of what that bin looks like that they're offering, with dimensions and all of that. Okay. So I think I did tell you that I can log on to Black Earth to see our tonnage. Which I didn't know, but she showed me how to do it and what time they picked it up. You know, so it shows the estimated weight, the date, and the time that they picked it up. So, there's a lot of information there. Unfortunately, you can't look it up because I'm the only one that has an email that they allow, but I can look that up. Okay. All right.
Can we go backwards for a moment?
Sure.
Anchoring the show. Is there what troubles me is anchoring to the
No.
floor.
I don't think we were going to do that, were we?
No, wait, let me finish. Please.
Okay.
Anchoring to the floor. What if we ran something across the top and just attached each unit to something that parallel, would not parallel necessarily, but
Well, on the wall side, I was just gonna toenail it into a stud. And on the side where they're free floating, I was just gonna run something that's above headline that would, so I could either put like a V shape up to the rafters or put something across the top.
Wait,
And that way, so they will,
touching the wall at one point.
yeah,
Maybe on
they're
the
all,
end part of it.
the ends are all touching the wall.
Yeah,
So I was gonna toenail them into the wall so they cannot fall over.
could we screw them in and not toenail them?
Well, that's what I have long screws and
Yeah,
I
I would
do a pile
think that, don't you think that would be sufficient if we?
absolutely.
Okay.
yeah,
all right.
yeah, if we want to do that, okay.
So is that a go or?
I would think so, yeah,
Wait, I want to confirm that they're the way we want, and after we've labeled them and whatever, maybe we just secure them at that point before we open. But I want to make sure that we're happy with exactly what they're doing.
Right, yeah, don't do it now, okay? Let's wait, see how things go. And if we feel that it needs to be done, we can do that.
Personally, I just feel like it's public safety.
I agree with you. I agree
So
with you.
that's my
Yeah,
point.
yeah. All right, I did send you the recycling committee report that we submit to the town every year. Vanessa gave me some.
I forgot to follow back after you put the other stuff.
Why?
Thank you for taking my feedback.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, that's why I send it out, you know. I'll draft it, but I need everybody to put eyes on it, make sure it's accurate. So
Hey.
that's, yes,
Hey, Gene, I got real quick, just a jump in here about the scrap buckets. I just pulled one up. This is from Sure Clothes. Container capacity is 2 gallons. The price for 1 through 30 is $8.95. 31 through 100 is $7.95. Going up all the way to 500 plus is $5.45. It takes 28 days as the average delivery time.
okay, all right. So, yeah, so if we ordered 1,000 of them, we'd get the $5, whatever it was,
Yeah,
five and change.
$5.45. Yeah.
But we would have to do that because they start selling June 1st, so.
Yeah,
we'd
that's
have
just
to-
that's just one vendor that I found.
One vendor, okay, thank you, Todd, thank you. So that would mean we'd have to order them, I would say, at least 6 weeks ahead of time, just to be sure, yeah, okay. Thank you, Todd, that's helpful. All right, so I did submit that report. I do have the textile report for the year. She kindly sent me the weight for each month and then the yearly total. So for Kingston, the one at the transfer station, we had a total of 47,235
Tons.
tons or pounds.
47.
I think that might be pounds. Yeah, 47,235 pounds for a rebate of $3,306.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Could I make a recommendation?
Sure.
You should translate that into what it costs us
Mm-hmm,
to pay to get rid of trash.
mm-hmm.
So we have that figure. So we're saving X amount and making and then add them
I think
together.
that's important because, you know, even with the organic collection, whatever you want to call it, the food waste collection, there's a savings there for the town.
Oh, yeah, but
Yeah.
then we're using
Combine-
RDP to
Right.
pay for it.
Well, no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the public. Because if people begin to appreciate the fact that what some of these recycling items are
Right,
saving,
yeah.
then they might be more inclined to do it.
And we used to do that a lot when we were getting rebates on some of the other stuff, but now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all gone away.
we're gonna show them, but I don't think we're getting rebates on too many things anymore, metal maybe. Todd, are you aware of what rebates, most towns are getting on certain items? I know it's cardboard, right?
Yeah, the
metal.
cardboard
And
is all-
then-
And metal are the two, I think, that things come in on.
Yeah,
I know there's some plastics that are like $500 or $600 a ton too. So, but it's
okay.
to get that much of the plastics takes a long time.
Well, now we pay instead of get, so what are they doing differently?
No, that's you have to have a bale of it. So
Oh, I see.
literally, that's what they would pay the MRF. If you have enough black or the type of plastic they're looking for, which is I think polypropylene, it's number 5. That's where you're going to get, but you need a bale of it. It's delivered loose is worth nothing. I mean, it's worth something, but it's going to be combined with other stuff, and then the MRF will make all the money on it. But it does come off of, there is somewhat of a rebate. It's probably not going to cover your hauling cost at all, but there in the newsletter I just sent out, there's a subscription to recyclemarkets.net for $50. It's usually like a $500 subscription. I would highly encourage you guys to get that, because then you can look at what the market rates are and what the market prices are in our area for those materials.
I think Claire, or at least she used to subscribe to that, so she
Yeah.
can track.
Yeah,
So
she
you could
always
ask
does.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it individually and you can check every day what the prices are, it's $50. So like I said, the subscriptions of those are they're very expensive, except the state worked a deal with that company. So
Right, and remember we paid for it one year? I think they were giving a deal of $50 or something, and we
we still have that deal. So yeah.
Okay, all right, so to translate the 47,235 pounds, that comes out to 23.62 tons. I'm not exactly sure of what we're paying it,
Oh, I didn't bring my notes,
At
but I knew at
CMAS,
that point, right?
but it's somewhere around $82. So
Yeah.
$82 times that comes out to $1,936. And then you add the rebate on of $33.06 and it comes out to $52.43. Okay,
So I think that kind of information, when it gets out there, it encourages
helpful.
people.
yeah. And maybe I can have just put that on Facebook.
If you think your recycling isn't worth the effort, blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
Yeah, and then we could do one for the organic too.
Well, don't share what we're paying.
No, I understand the tonnage, and how much it would cost to send it to CMAS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't mention the other, but thank you for that idea. Okay, Plymouth recycling activities. As you know, they were advertising for people to help with a fix-it clinic. I don't know what kind of response they got on that. Everett, do you know on the fix-it
I
clinic?
won't know the amount until our meeting later this month.
Okay. Okay,
So it is on the 28th?
Yeah,
At what
that's
time?
right. 3:00.
Okay.
and that is in Northfield, right?
Hello?
Huh?
Yeah. That's hybrid in person.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And they're also had styrofoam ban as of January 1st, 2026. And of course, that came through the Board of Health. I did send that out to you. David responded and said, he thinks this is maybe something that we should pursue. So I thought we should, as a group, talk about that, see if maybe after we get the swap shop up and running, we could work on that. It would involve the Board of Health. They would have to issue regulation and have the public hearings and all of that. So
Everett, can you speak to that a little bit?
I cannot speak to that because I'm not part of the Board of Health and I'm not able to attend the meetings due to work.
okay, but was this a Board of Health initiative or your
It
committee?
was not our committee.
It was not your committee.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, interesting, good, thanks.
The reason I think we might be able to get it done is our health agent is especially qualified in the food service area. And I think she and I did talk about this vaguely at one point. So I think she would be supportive of something like this. I don't know what else they have on their agenda right now. I haven't attended any of their meetings lately. But I think, but at least that's my position. What do you guys think?
My only issue with it is who's enforcing it,
It would have to be Board of Health.
right? And
Just-
and so, I mean, you can make the rule, but then you have to enforce the
Yeah, but
rule,
like
and
the
so,
plastic bag ban. I mean, they're enforcing that. And all it took was a letter to the businesses informing them. And really, I think they all complied because if they're a national chain, they've already been doing it everywhere else. So that wasn't a big deal. Now with Plymouth having a styrofoam ban, I think our restaurants might be more amenable to
well,
that.
certainly if Plymouth people come up here, they're not gonna take home a plastic styrofoam container.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so what do you think? You think it's something we should pursue?
Oh, absolutely.
I wish that we could also make it a black plastic ban too, because that's what they go to next, which is
Yeah.
more waste.
Yeah, yeah. Todd, do you know of any towns that have banned the black plastic take-home containers?
There are many stores that do just, restaurants that do just the white top and bottom, which I don't know where that's inspired from, but it's very forward-looking.
Yeah,
I mean, there's also the compostable clamshells, which I'm seeing more and more on the Cape, but I don't know as far as the whole state goes if anyone's banned the black plastic. I know there was talks about it through some of the MACs, but I'm not sure what happened. I don't believe there's anywhere in my district that has banned black plastic yet.
okay. And do you think it would be smart to combine the two, getting rid of the styrofoam and the black plastic take-home containers? Because Vanessa's right, they're going to go to the black plastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we
I
haven't
mean,
really gained anything. We just got a different kind of
Yeah,
useless
you-
trash.
it's just more trash, just different
Yeah.
kind of trash going to CMAS, which is getting burned anyway, but
Right.
or it's ending up in your recycling if it's black plastic. So
Yeah.
I think what you would see, just based on knowing people's habits pretty well from doing this for so long, I think if you
Mhm.
ban the styrofoam and not ban the black plastic, you're going to get more of that in your recycling.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I would foresee, but can I
Mhm.
say that for sure? No.
What about the clamshells that you're talking about, the cardboard clamshells?
Yeah, I'm
Are those
seeing that
recyclable?
they're
Hi.
I believe they're compostable. I'm not sure if they're recyclable. I think there's a version of it that is both, but once again, when you're talking compostable compared to recyclable, it's apples and oranges. So I would, if you're going to make that move, I would probably do some research and make sure that when these businesses apply for their, food license or whatever they
Okay.
need to do through the Board of Health, make sure you give them
Right.
information on what
Oh, okay.
The
Oh, I
best-
didn't.
kind of the
I
best
couldn't
business
talk about it
practices
in
are.
the meeting.
Okay,
Do you know how many stores or places are charging for takeout boxes? I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we always
I don't-
just bring our Rubbermaids and take our leftovers in so that we can wash them when we're done with them. But
Yeah.
I think I'd seen it at some place where a surcharge was put on takeout because they had to put it in all these packaging containers. And I mean, for takeout, it's hard to do because you don't get there first, but if you eat at the restaurant, you know, oh, it's gonna be leftovers. I know I throw these in my bag so I can take them home.
Yeah, unfortunately, not everyone thinks that way because they don't want to put stuff in their car because it just sits forever. I know Claire does the same thing. Claire Gaukowski brings her own reusable containers, and I mean, when I get the plastic, I use them until they basically are done, and then I'll trash them. But um, yeah, I don't know. I think if you start doing bans like that, you've got to supply some information from other options
Right.
that are better for the environment, and I think that's probably the best way to go. I do know there's a big push. There is a group. I'm not sure if it's like some sort of a food group or whatnot, but there is a push to um force restaurant, not force, but I don't know, promote, I guess is a good way to put it. Promote using reusable takeout containers where they bring them, they return the container when they come back for more food, and then those get sent out to get cleaned and sterilized, and then they reuse them again.
College dorms are doing that
Yeah, I think it's UMass out
because it's
of
more of a closed
Amherst does it.
environment.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah, but it's big in Europe. Like they're doing like reusable ice cream containers, like Haagen-Dazs and stuff. And so you return them back to the store, and then they go back to the manufacturer or the producer of that product, and then they get cleaned out and reused. It's not that big here. It's not that big here.
Yeah, okay.
Because we still have so much land to throw stuff away in.
Yeah, we
They
do.
don't, but
And
Yeah.
we're still not environmentally conscious.
No,
A lot of people are not, So are we in agreement that we'd like to pursue the styrofoam?
let's kind of focus on pay as you throw. No, we want to take all these initiatives on at the same time.
I don't know how quickly we're gonna get through pay as you throw.
Well, I'm true. The restaurant one is just the restaurants. It's not the people. It's not changing them.
No, it's not, but it does change the amount that goes in our trash.
Right.
And if it's black plastic, it can't even go.
Right. I think if we don't do them part and parcel, like here's what the options are,
Yeah.
and even to introduce options like that, although I don't think restaurants want to be washing plastic containers.
No, I don't think so. I think right now.
But I think it's sort of like if you were charging a nickel or some amount for a paper bag, or it used to be that they'd give you a little rebate if you brought your own reusable bags to the grocery store, which in a way I thought was really great because the paper bags, we all just pay for them in the cost of the food that we buy for them to then throw them into the compactor. So to have that incentivized stuff, so then you say, oh, you brought your own containers for your takeout. I don't have to give you this very expensive white plastic container. Here's your little incentive. But I think then most people, for the restaurants, if we put a ban on throwing away all this food, there's incentive for people to take it. I mean, I take home whatever's on the table because I'm going to give the bread to the chickens and I'm going to give
Right.
What they're going to throw it away. So,
Yeah.
but I think the incentivizing of it does so much more than the penalizing of it. And I think, restaurants are just getting by to say, now you have to buy this very expensive clear plastic thing. Are there other steps in between that?
I think that's why they go to the black plastic. It's probably the cheapest thing for them
Yeah.
and their bottom line is.
But I just wonder in the whole cycle of waste,
Mhm.
that weighs way more than the little styrofoam clamshell.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. Well, that's why they use styrofoam, because it's
light.
probably expensive.
And it's insulated and it's
And
already
expensive.
leak proof and it's all these other things.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the black plastic is a better, thing to
Well, no,
throw
I
away.
think I would.
Everett's got a comment. Go ahead.
One thing is that while I was not in attendance with any of the public meetings for the one in Plymouth, just making sure that you inform the restaurants, educate the restaurants. I am in that industry, so I want,
Oh, yeah.
and I highly doubt there was really any restaurants that were in the public meetings at the Plymouth one. It was more environmental groups that were pushing it without any input from restaurants.
Okay.
So that's where the backlash usually happens when you don't involve the parties before.
So they weren't notified in any
I don't
way?
think there were really any that were notified.
Okay.
And that's why there's some from a couple environmental groups in Plymouth that are saying, if you see it tattle on those, then I rebutted back to them. I said, don't tattle, just inform them. Don't be nitpicky because you have an agenda. Just let the restaurants go by. If you see it, just politely inform the restaurant. Don't direct it back to the Board of Health saying, oh, they have a container, you need to find them.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Because that's when you get the
Yeah.
holy animosity back.
right, right. No, I agree with you, Everett. But I'm surprised that they didn't receive a direct notification of the hearing so that they could attend.
They rarely do unless there's a vigilant restaurant person that constantly looks at meetings. That
Yeah, no.
I do, but
Yeah, no, I think they should get a letter saying, we're having public forum or public meeting on this particular topic, on this date.
that may affect you, that we would encourage you to come to voice your opinion.
Right, right. So what I did on the styrofoam was I got a copy of the actual regulation. And I think I sent that on to you guys, right? It came from Ken. Didn't I send that to you guys?
I think I got it.
I don't.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. So you can see the language. It pretty much follows what we did for the private haulers. It says, lays out the reasons why, then the definitions, and then the exemptions, and then the prohibited use is very small, and then the enforcement and when it becomes effective. So, it's pretty boilerplate on what we would suggest to the Board of Health. So
Yeah, I didn't
I
commit,
know
did
we're
I?
talking about a lot doing several different initiatives here. So I think our priority is well, first of all, getting our corral back up for the food waste, continue to promote that because I do think we're seeing more in there. Then getting the swap shop up and running. In the meantime, this work group is talking about possible pay-as-you-throw. And then we have the styrofoam.
Can we get on the agenda for the Board of Health so we could talk about this?
Well, let me talk to Joyce first and see how she'd like to. If she's not supportive, it's not going to go
Right.
anywhere. And then see when she thinks would be an appropriate time to introduce the topic to the Board of Health. Okay, rather than just, oh, we want to be on your agenda. I think I'd rather just get the lay of the land ahead of time and not walk into a hostile environment. I'm not into hostile. So
I almost think meeting with some of the restaurants to see, what kind of a burden does that put on you? What kind of we want to work
Yeah.
with you because this is a win-win for everyone.
yeah, do you know a friendly restaurant out there?
I don't know, wouldn't Mark Beaton be willing to talk to us?
He might.
Yeah,
Because he is environmentally conscious.
He collects,
And he might be doing this stuff already, and then so what did it cost you to
Yeah.
do this? And how can we incentivize it for other places to do it? Because you're pretty long established and, he seems pretty, at least to talk about it. We're not telling him you have to do it. We're saying, how would we go about doing this? What would be the win-win for everybody? Because I think restaurants are at the edge and I don't think that we want to penalize them.
No, we
And
don't.
I think, if it helps them to cut down on the food waste that they're paying to throw away, and if it helps them,
Mhm.
that it becomes, that's just sort of the approach I would take to it. Because I think the pay as you throw is going to be a little hostile. I mean, to get people in that frame of mind who don't already recycle,
Yes.
there's a lot of steps to get there. Whereas for others, it's me just deciding I'm going to throw away a plastic bag every time.
Right.
And so, yeah, it would be nice if, and it would even be a model if we got it to be
Right.
done in a way that we didn't even make a reg. People just kind of picked up and said, I see this as a win. Yeah, I'm going to do it because they're paying to throw their stuff away too.
so the Charlie Horse already does all that.
That's why, and to talk to Mark, how did you go about it? And
Yeah.
what
What
was
do
the
they
cost
use for
in
takeout?
operation?
It's like
The clam-
paper,
compost.
clamshell, it's compostable,
Okay, so he's already doing it.
yes.
The problem with
And
the,
he collects all the food scraps
And
and
the oil. Yeah, because he was using the oil in his truck. I'm not sure if
I don't think.
Get a new truck.
he got a new truck. It's not oil friendly.
but Todd, with these compostable clamshells, don't they have the same lining as the freezer boxes?
No,
So, but what keeps them waterproof?
they're not
Wax
really.
or,
They're not really. The stuff soaks into them.
I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
okay. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I bring containers, so I don't take their containers, so I don't know what different places are even
But
using.
you're putting your leftovers in a plastic container.
I'm putting it in a container that gets, I mean, it's one of my Rubbermaids or my Tupperware or whatever.
Which is just as you're putting microplastics in that food.
But I'm not complaining about the compostable clam. I'm just, if the compostable clamshell is
Mhm.
lined with the same, not as a health perspective, but as a recycling perspective.
Right, it's not.
If
not.
it's BPA
I
free,
don't
it
cook
does
in
not
my
have that.
plastic or anything else. I just
Yeah.
transport in it, and
Yeah.
it's pretty hard.
Yeah,
It's not a
Yes,
flimsy
some of that
plastic.
stuff is some of that stuff that's in there is cellulose based, so it's sugar based. So it's
Okay.
not it's not a plastic lining, it's cellulose. It's a
Yeah.
completely
Okay.
different
all
makeup.
right,
I'll check one out if I can find one.
okay. Well, go to the Charlie horse.
And don't bring your containers, no. Don't eat all your food.
I'm sure he would give you one if you asked.
Yeah, you probably would. All right.
Take it home.
So I don't know if that kiboshed it or if that's a different approach to it or.
No, I think we're talking pretty much the same thing, is that this isn't going to be a hostile regulation. This is going to be one that's worked out.
Because
It's
if people
probably,
buy in bulk, they've got a long story, you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
and
that's
to say,
why-
oh, we're gonna tell on these places in Plymouth, and they're like, I'm sitting on 2 months worth of takeout containers that I'm not
Well,
gonna.
there's on
And
stuff
there's
like
no
that, there's
retail
always
market.
yeah, for regulations like that that go into place, it's usually get rid of your stock and then you start over.
Right.
So when
That's
you
what we
have
do
to
with
restock
plastic
them,
bags. We
Okay.
gave them 6 months' notice.
Yeah.
And then there was an exemption for people who, like a small store who had like a whole year's supply of
Mhm.
plastic bags, and they could apply for an exemption, and only one business did.
I think a lot of restaurants just don't know about those are available. It's like,
Or the
this is
customers
what we've
don't
been
care.
doing forever and they just keep doing it. So I think it's more education than,
Right, and if they're a chain, it's probably what corporate says they have to do. Here's what we're sending to you. But a lot of them are also franchises, which means I would think the local a franchisee could make some of those decisions. I don't know, but I'm just thinking that they might, because why would you have a franchise if you can't kind of personalize it?
Spread, yeah, and spread your stuff to someone else.
Yeah, yeah. All right. DEP, other webinars. Todd, did you say that you're probably not going to be doing a webinar?
yeah, so I was planning on doing the recycling coordinators meeting for just one point of contact in each town for
Mm-hmm.
in like a week, but I'm not going to make it. So I blew my knee out pretty good about 6 weeks ago and had an MRI, and I've got runner's knee, which means my meniscus is pulling off my kneecap. So I'll probably have surgery for that to reattach it.
No, how did you do that?
I was walking. Yeah, I was just walking up a hill. It's extremely painful. I'm on some big anti-inflammatories, which are getting weaker and weaker by the day. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's going to interfere with my schedule once they meet with the surgeon next week, next Thursday.
Okay.
So I'm going to be replanning it for probably late February, and then I'm going to be doing another meeting on RDP probably sometime late March is what I'm looking.
Okay.
So hopefully surgery or whatever happens doesn't interfere with that. There's a little give and play there, but sometime between the next 2 months, I'll be having those two meetings.
Okay. Yeah, so there have been a few, I was looking through my notes to see the last one I sat in on, and even if you cannot actually attend the webinar, the date and time it's scheduled, if you register for it, it's usually recorded, and that means you'll then get a notice afterwards for the link for the recording. So you can actually go and watch the recording of it. Yeah, this was Yeah, October 30th, we got this notification from Janice. Did she pronounce it pear or pare?
Hooray.
Pare, about the clear plastic lids.
Yeah.
As long as they are attached to a clear plastic cup. Okay. And then the paper cups, she notified us of that in December 1st. And Todd, you said the countertop organic collection buckets are approved for using RDP.
Yeah. I sent you the price sheet.
Oh,
So
okay, thank
you
you.
should have that in your email.
Okay. So we had put together the recycling committee expenses spreadsheet, and I just need to update that with anything we did recently. Okay, got that. We'll do that. What else is on our agenda for today, guys? I think I've lost my agenda. There it is.
think the
Of the
SSR meeting
SSRC
recap.
meeting. Yeah, we had one January 7th in Plymouth. If you've not been in their new town hall, it's really amazing compared to our current town hall. I was really impressed with, it was good construction.
Yeah,
Very,
they've done a nice job.
very nice job. Okay, so the next one is February 18th. It's probably going to be in Hanson. They were still going to hear about where it was going to be. So as soon as I get the agenda for that, I'll send it to you. Remember, you can join those meetings via Zoom if you want to sit in on what's happening. And we also did get a technical assistance grant for Todd to work with us on the pay-as-you-throw. But it's 80 hours, right, Todd?
Yeah, don't worry about the hours. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, so we did get a grant to do that. I know that Sean also applied for a grant for paint shed. We got that. Has there been any discussion about what's going to go? If he's actually going to pursue that? No. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. And then I think I sent you this. Researchers from a Bay Area technology company had come to the sprawling dairy farm north of San Francisco to test an emerging solution to planet warming emissions. Microscopic pink organisms that eat methane, a potent greenhouse gas. I think I sent this out to all of
Yeah,
you.
you did, but I got it.
Okay. So apparently, we didn't do this, but some farms have a lagoon where they store the manure. Now this farm had several hundred cows, so a lot of manure. The researchers erected a futuristic system of vats, pipes, tubes, and shiny metal supports. Then they poured pink liquid into one of the vats. Fencing around the research equipment kept the cows out. And in June, Windfall reported that the roughly month-long trial had been a success. It was 1 month. Microbes had absorbed more than 85% of the methane coming from one of the lagoons. Sounds amazing,
Just,
but obviously there is some expense in setting up that system. And then I don't know what they charge for the actual pink stuff that they pour in. Okay, it says other varieties of microbes, including the tiny organisms in the gut of cows, are among the factors implicated in the increase of methane in the atmosphere, which we know is warming the earth. So these methane-eating microbes could help disrupt the process, not only from cows, but, every other system that spews out methane gas. So it'd be interesting to see if this is adopted and used appropriately. So I just thought it was interesting. There's also an article, I don't know if I sent it to you or I sent it to AgCom. There's a new type of grass, sainfoin, that is also supposed to reduce the amount of methane that the cows produce. Obviously, there's people out there working on the methane issue, but how quickly it can be adopted and used, I guess, is unknown at this time. Costs are always an issue.
In the same vein, there's a local dairy farm that
Mhm.
they take the manure and put it in. And they have a methane digester and it makes a generator and they produce electricity.
Do you know where that is? Is it here in Mass?
It is,
Okay.
what, it seems like it was on the North Shore. I was gonna do a
Okay.
tour from there, and they also would take waste from an ice cream manufacturer, like when a batch goes bad, so they take that to add for more material. Ask Claire, I know
Okay,
she
it's
knows.
a biodigester, is it?
The
There-
cow,
there- there's a couple of them.
Yeah, because I've got somebody pursuing me to consider a biodigester for Kingston.
There was one in Western Mass. It was over by UMass Amherst somewhere, and
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's still running. I remember sitting in on a webinar about it, and I forgot the power company that was doing it. But yeah, no, it was a pretty interesting deal. I mean, it's not something not a career path I would choose because it's pretty smelly. But
at
I've smelled some pretty bad stuff in my career, but I don't know if I want to work around a whole bunch of manure all day.
well,
Hey, I grew up with that, Todd,
Then you could do it, Gene. I'm not.
It's manageable.
Yeah.
at one of those events they had for municipalities, and you come in and they have different vendors.
Yeah.
They had a great big stainless steel tank, and that was methane digester that
Okay.
was all in one. I'm
Mhm.
sure it looked expensive, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. I mean, these solutions sound wonderful, but then you have to look at the expense. And I'm sure that that's what holds a lot of people back from adopting things is the expense.
well, there's a dog park and they buried like the tank you fill up for your oil.
Mhm,
They put it in the ground and they had a little thing that you put all the dog poop in,
mhm.
and then it makes methane, and then they have like a light that lights up the park.
Park. So they use the methane for that. Huh, that's
So
pretty neat.
there's a million different ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
The
It
city
all
of
involves.
Boston has something
Huh?
too, in Franklin Park, near Franklin Park. I've forgotten now, they've been doing it for a long time, but capturing methane and using it to fuel some of the.
Okay, so
activities.
where are they capturing it from?
I don't remember, but
Okay.
it's around Franklin Park.
Okay, Todd, are you familiar with that at all?
No.
Okay.
They even have like, it looks like a big bag, rubber bag, and you put the food scraps and stuff for off-grid living, and they put sand on it to put pressure, and they run their cook stove and their lighting and everything.
From
So-
the methane?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So a lot of people working on this methane issue, but we haven't resolved the worldwide problem. Well, good. Okay. Everett, any update on what you're doing in recycling in Plymouth?
Not yet, we are still going through our, spreadsheet of all the initiatives that we want to, go through the rankings, so that I believe is gonna be a large part of this month's meeting. is
Okay.
Going through what our top three are those gonna be that we go forward with.
Okay.
We are still obviously looking at expansion of the swap shop and different initiatives and fixed clinics, as you mentioned earlier. And Ken has started the initial discussions with the schools for organics. And we are also going to the schools for back to reusable wear and all that as well too.
Okay. Yeah, I had been on a committee with Silver Lake, and we had one meeting, and I haven't heard of any subsequent meetings, but I had met with the, what do they call them? It's the woman who was in charge of all the cafeterias, and purchasing of food and serving of food. And I had made her aware of several grants that were available to buy reusable trays, reusable utensils. And the Green Sword, you're part of the Green Sword, aren't you, Todd?
Yeah, well, I'm taking a step back, but I was, yeah.
Okay. They recently had a meeting, or it's coming up this week. You can't remember.
I think it's, where's my calendar?
Because I keep sending the information on Green Sword meetings to the woman at Silver Lake. But as I say, we haven't had any meetings since that first one, so I don't know if she's attending any of them.
It's tomorrow at 9:30.
Tomorrow at 9:30. Thank you.
People aware of sustainable South Shore? It's a bunch of different towns, and they actually have a spreadsheet of things that you can do for sustainability for your town.
Do you know who's in charge of that?
Judith Van Ham. I can send you an email and CC her and introduce you.
Okay, all right. Todd, is that an organization you're familiar with? No?
No,
All right.
But
So
Sustainable Plymouth, I think, has their meeting tonight.
Sustainable Plymouth is
I
tonight?
think their annual meeting is tonight.
Okay, that's Ken, right?
Yep.
He's part of it, he's taking a little bit of step back
Okay,
on some of the stuff on there because of the recycling committee and other things.
yeah, yeah, you can.
A lot of their meetings and stuff are usually on Monday nights, so I don't know if this is a separate one they're having for like either reorg of officers or something.
Mhm.
I think I'm remembering it correct. It might be. Yeah, 13, I think is what it was.
Okay. Do you normally go to those meetings every?
No, I work all day up there.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is Tuesday now.
I have joint FinCom and select board meetings tonight
Okay.
for the budget.
Oh, boy. How's it looking? Not so good, huh? Challenging?
The board accepted unanimously a 1% reduction in the budget across the board for $2.5 million savings.
Wow.
For now that the term the school board is on board with that as well too.
They are?
can't. No, they haven't agreed yet. I don't think they can. You
I
know,
don't see how they can do 1% cut.
they need more money as a good, you
Yeah, I
know.
mean, ours usually comes in between 7 and 10% increase. Right? But all the
It's
different.
tons of waste in there they don't want to admit. I found the waste they just don't want to admit it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, yeah.
I found at least $5 million of waste and they don't want to admit it. And they don't want to divest of that to other initiatives.
Oh, my goodness.
That is too bad because they should get back to their priority and
Yeah. Yeah, so
play
the
ball with the town because
other departments have agreed to the 1% cut.
The select board has the directive of that, so the departments have to find that reduction in
Okay.
their budgets.
Wow.
The FinCom obviously has their own version that we'll have later next month for our determination. Have to go through all of our subcommittees with each of the departments.
Mhm.
But We may ask for further reductions depending on
Yeah.
what we find.
I can't imagine how our departments would, I mean, since I was chairman of the finance committee, 20 years ago, I mean, every year we were cutting each department back in one way or another, so I can't imagine that our departments have much left to cut until you get the personnel. I mean, personnel is usually their biggest cost. So,
Well, the towns must be getting hit really hard with insurance right now too.
yeah,
Insurance.
yeah, how much did the insurance go up?
A lot, I mean, a lot, a large,
13%?
a large drive. I think it was actually more than, I think it was probably like 15% for
Okay,
us, and a lot of it was the GLP. Shots that were the large driving factor for that.
what?
The GLP one. The weight loss slash
Oh, yeah,
diabetic.
yeah.
It's
And now they're
everybody-
saying that once you come off of that, you
Yeah,
gain all the
you have
weight
to stay on
back.
it for life.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's
hopefully the generics come out quicker.
yeah.
And you lose muscle mass too.
Oh, great. Okay, anything else on recycling? Okay, shall we set our next meeting? Okay.
I have it on the 10th in my calendar already.
Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna be laying on the beach in Key West, so.
Good for you.
Unfortunately, so,
When are you going to Key West?
that second week in February. So do we want to go ahead and have a meeting? One of you can, run the meeting, or do we want to, schedule at a different date?
I can move to the 17th. I don't know if that affects anyone because it's school vacation week, but it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have kids in school.
So the 17th?
There is okay, on the 17th. You guys tell me, do you want to
17th
have a
is
meeting
good.
without me, which is fine, on the 12th, or do you want to move it to the 17th?
I'm fine with moving it later.
17th works for me.
David, does that work for you?
17th.
Does that work? Okay,
As long as we can get the room.
well, I'll arrange that.
Okay.
Okay.
Gene, how do you spell, you mentioned Croc, a website, Croc,
Oh, Grok.
Grok.
This AI thing. It's,
Grok?
Yeah,
You can ask it any question and it's at your fingertips. It's amazing. I downloaded it on my phone. And
and what?
when you just asked about, I said, how do you set up sign up Genie? To sign up, go to sign up Genie, register, create a free account, log in, create a sign up button, follow prompts, blah, blah, blah.
So it
So
walks you right through.
everything.
Yeah.
And it
Great.
even points you to where you can download it, everything.
Does that record all of your inquiries somewhere?
Well, I would say they're the most trusted.
Are they more trusted than, say,
Chatbot or
yeah,
That GTP, that
yeah,
they
the
track-
Theory?
yeah.
You know.
well, Siri is junk, but
Okay, all right, so, next meeting, February 17th.
Yeah.
Same time, same place. I'll get the room. Usually you don't have trouble getting this room in the morning. There's not a lot of other committees that meet in the morning. All right, okay,
can I make a motion?
you may.
I make a motion that we adjourn at 10:30.
Excellent.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.